This is downtown Honolulu. It's a city like no other. We are in paradise, even though we've managed to pave over some of it. It's a great place to live and work, and that is how I find myself pushing this cart down the sidewalk. I'm on my way with my team to rescue another network. Season 1, Episode 6. Our mission: move this network cabinet to another office space. Why? Well, the client is giving up their lease in this space, and we have exactly 2 hours to get this all the way across town, set up again, and this whole office back online. A challenge like that, I could never turn down. Let's get a quick look at this network cabinet. We've got a panel, some patch cords, cable manager, and 2 switches, firewall, and what looks to be an NVR. Going over this, I see some things that we don't need to do. In previous episodes, we had to make a map of where all the patch cords were going. However, none of that's coming with, so we're going to actually unplug all of these and get rid of them. When we get to the new office, I'll bring new patch cords and we'll start fresh. So the only thing that we need to map right now is what are my uplinks. Where do the switches plug into each other, and where do they plug into the router? And where is this NVR connected? With that information written down, we can then tear apart all of this equipment. However, this time, we need to be a little bit more careful than we have been in previous teardowns. Everything you're seeing here in this cabinet needs to be brought to the new office, and it needs to be operational pretty much immediately. With only 2 switches and a firewall, that should be very simple. Actually, let me correct myself. For printers and such, I do make a map of where they're plugged into the switch. This might be handy information to have later. As part of ending our lease, we also cut all of the wires behind the panel here, and then we pull them out of the ceiling. We remove all IP cameras, all face plates, and any wireless access points. We need to make the space pristine for the new tenant who will take over in a couple of weeks. We're also planning to pull down the chase pipe and the backboard, as these can be reused at a later date at another space. Removing equipment from a cabinet is always easier than putting it in. All you have to do is unscrew the rack ears and then bring them into the cart and set them down on this padding. This will help me transport it to the new office. When the network cabinet has been emptied of all the equipment, that's when the real fun's going to begin. We have to get this off the wall without dropping it, so it's going to take a little bit of finessing here, and a friend.
Merchant in the back.
When it comes to removing the cabinet, it's useful to lighten the load. Usually the front door and the sides, and sometimes even the top and bottom of a cabinet will be removable, and this will help you quite a bit with getting a grip on it and making it a lot lighter. While you loosen the screws that hold the cabinet on the wall, it's good to have someone spot you. Look how helpful I'm being. Usually, all I'm doing is holding the camera. Most network cabinets weigh something like 25 to 30 pounds when they're empty, so it should be fairly easy to transport. We're just going to toss it right here into the cart. After that's done, we're going to pull down the chase pipe and then pull down the backboard. I know the backboard looks like it's seen better days. It's pretty scuffed up, but a coat of paint, it'll be ready to live a second life in another office somewhere.
Sticky wall. Nice.
And I can also stay here with Jared. I can have too.
Okay.
I got you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
Look how easy that was, under 20 minutes. And now for a brief interlude while we go across town. Here we are in the new office. Now over here, they've actually got a closet set aside for their cabinet. And the space came pre-wired by the previous tenant. They didn't clean up their wires on the way out, which is fine with us. We tested every single one of them, and then we terminated them on a brand new panel with fresh keystones. We also had to remove some leftover items from the previous tenant, like an old phone system, but that is fine with us. All of this will end up going into the recycle bin.
There we go. Oh, /5G. Oh, hey, boss.
Hey.
Oh, the cart gave up.
Gave up.
3/4 of the way there.
Broke the wheel.
The whole thing just went like folding.
Broke the frame.
Oh, it was just a matter of time.
Bent the frame.
Broken moving carts aside, this is actually going really well. It's a very nice thing to find that the entire wall in this closet is made up of plywood. That gives us a lot of freedom on where we can place the cabinet. Now, if you've seen our other videos, I know that we can do these quite fast. All you have to do is sink one wood screw into the plywood, hang the cabinet, and then sink another screw while a friend helps you keep it level. After that, you grab your washers and you fasten the cabinet directly to the plywood, nice and tight. Although people might think your belt is underwear.
It's an underwear.
Thought I might point out that this cartoon here is John's belt. He is not flashing you his underwear. He's just wearing a Sanrio character styled belt, I think. I'll let him explain it if he can in the comments.
It's pretty good, huh? What, you gonna do this again?
One more time.
One more time.
One more time.
Stress
Perfect.
test.
Stress test.
Stress test. Don't have funny if it just fell down.
Right.
Oh. Like a glove. Almost like a glove.
Almost.
Someone's gonna complain about that road water. Feel it.
Oh yeah. Oh, shit, you might want to get a power cable for that. It's on the table.
On the table. Oh, is this our power cable stuff?
It was all from the rack.
Nice.
The lower guys didn't want the AP that was in the ceiling.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? And one more. Pretty nice. Almost broke it.
This blue device here has been supplied by their corporate office. It's the new NVR to replace the white one that we took out of the old space. Since I'm here and I have all of the major elements connected to each other with no workstations yet, I've got corporate on the line and I'm just making sure that they can see their firewall, their VPN tunnel is up, and that they can manage all of the devices here. It's just something I like to do before I attach all the workstations in case there's any troubleshooting steps to do. It should be a lot simpler with just the bare minimum infrastructure connected. It turned out to be a really good thing that I called corporate because, of course, nothing was working. No VPN, no static IPs, no internet access, none of that. I spent the rest of the build sitting on my laptop with the console cable and my phone in a hotspot mode so that they could remote configure their devices again from scratch. And because of that, I missed filming the final completion as the guys were working. But I think you get the idea. You just reassemble everything and put it back the way you found it. The final product looks really good. And of course, as you well know, whenever there's an IT closet, the people that work in that office use it for storage. So good luck reaching this thing in 6 months when it's covered in Christmas trees, Easter ornaments, and all kinds of other things. Someday we'll have to dig in here and do some maintenance. But for now, we're going to take off. It's been another fun rescue. We'll see you again in the next one.